I'm Taylor.
And I'm Tyler.
And I'm Kevin.
And we're excited for this intro video. And what we're introing is an amazing app that has been developed and produced by our good friend Kevin Prince. He is the founder of the Gospel Lessons YouTube channel. Kevin has been working over the last few months with a dedicated team on a project that we talked about many months ago, where some people love to study the gospel sequentially. They'll open up the scriptures, they'll start on page 1, and they'll just read through all the way to the end, and they'll study it that way. And it's wonderful, it's beautiful. But some people prefer, at least on occasion, to study the gospel by topic or by themes. And so what Kevin and his team have done is they've put together a new gospel learning app, which helps to do exactly that.
If you, your kids, or grandkids want to learn something about church doctrine, probably the last thing you want them to do is to type it into Google, because 99 out of 100 times they are going to get the wrong answer presented by the wrong person in the wrong way. Yet this is how many people, both in and outside of the church, look for answers to questions or to search on gospel-related subjects. Yet having questions and getting answers is what the gospel is really all about. See, as you guys do the Come Follow Me lessons, you discuss gospel topics like faith, repentance, baptism, atonement, and many, many others. You even discuss many sensitive topics, difficult subjects which many in the church desperately want to understand better, whether it be about things in church history, about Joseph Smith, or other current or past policies. So we started talking about it. His idea was, hey, rather than making all new content, why don't we take the Come Follow Me videos that Taylor and Tyler make and splice them into topics. You guys do great things, like in the middle of one of the videos, you might have a great sequence on faith or baptism or the atonement or the second coming. And so we started going through all of those videos and splicing them by topics. And it's been amazing what we've been able to accomplish.
Yeah, I can't believe the amount of work that's been done in a short period of time. They currently have on the Gospel Learning app, or gospellearning.org, 3,300 video segments covering 4,500 topics, and this is growing. I mean, it's a project that's just going to keep going. So what could people expect as far as the content if they download Gospel Learning app?
So what we really wanted was to make sure that people got the best content from the best teachers. And the Gospel Learning app matches you to the best teacher on the subject you're interested in learning. In other words, a 43-year-old man searching on faith may get an entirely different set of videos than a 13-year-old girl would, searching on the exact same subject. We've got videos from you, Tyler, we've got Taylor, we've got Casey Griffiths, we've got Anthony Sweat, we've got John Hilton, Lynn's videos, Jasmine's videos, and many others.
Good.
In addition to that, we even have stuff that doesn't fall into Come Follow Me. For example, we have the ones from Daniel Smith with his Messages of Christ. So we did general conference addresses. We did BYU speeches. And then other great teachers in the church, whether they're doing Come Follow Me or not, that we were able to pull into the app as well.
So Kevin, I think it would be really helpful here if you gave us a little tour of the app. You know, walk us through some of these features and how to use the app to unlock some of these lessons. So I think we should probably begin with the index, because that's probably where people are going to begin as they open up the app, is seeing all this list of topics that you have available.
Exactly. So if you click on the index button, what you're going to see is at the top there's a search button, so you can type in anything you're looking for. And again, as Tyler said, there's 4,500 topics currently in there. Now compare that to the topical guide in the Bible that has about 750.
Okay, so introduce us to this idea of learning tracks, because that's fascinating.
Yeah, it's like you said before, it's themes. Imagine, a video can be on a topic like faith or baptism, but what if you wanted to cover something like the plan of salvation or the first principles and ordinances of the gospel? That isn't necessarily one video. It's really a series of videos that you want to learn, maybe even from a variety of different teachers and different sources. So a learning track is a sequence of videos on these themes, these master themes, covering these high-level topics.
This is fascinating, and it's so fun to see all these different ways to study different aspects or topics in the gospel. So what would you say to somebody who is a teacher who would like to use this and maybe help their students in a classroom setting engage more with the content that they're trying to teach?
Yeah. So I taught gospel doctrine several years ago, and I'd always kind of start off doing it the traditional way. You walk in, you've cut out little quotes and readings and scriptures, and you pass them out to people, and you hope the person's going to still be in the room when you read it. And then I found that somebody would come to me after, and what was that quote on this, or who said that, or I couldn't hear them on the other side of the room. And so I started saying, is there a better way to do this? So what I did several years ago is I registered a domain. It was just gospeldoctrine.us. And I would create a little blog, and I would go into the thing on the board, gospeldoctrine.us, and people would pull up their phones and go to that website, and my whole lesson would be there, including the scriptures and the readings and anything else I wanted to cover. So when I was designing this app, I thought maybe we could do that at a much larger scale and help people. So the classroom section allows a teacher to go in and create a classroom. Now this can be from scratch, or it can be using a templated Come Follow Me lesson plan that is in there. So you can go into a lesson plan for this coming week. You can select that plan. You can edit segments of it. You can add. You can completely customize it. Or like I said, throw it out and start over with what you want. Then you can publish that lesson, and you'll be given a 6-digit code. You write that code on the lesson board. Anybody that opens up the Gospel Learning app, clicks on Classroom, types in that 6-digit code, and they see your lesson. In addition to that, we decided, what would be cool is to give people the ability to take notes and download and save those lessons for themselves later. How often do you want to say, ooh, what was that lesson 4 months ago? I need to prepare a lesson for something similar. So now you can do that as well. Add your notes, download and save, and it's always available to you in the app.
It's powerful for teacher and for students, for learners. You've also got social aspects of the app embedded.
Yeah, we wanted people to have the ability to earn achievements and badges, share their gospel learning experience with other people in their family, their friends, kind of like what LinkedIn is to business and what Facebook and Instagram is to people's regular personal social networks. This can become their spiritual social network.
Love it. And I think we should introduce at least 2 of the members of Kevin's incredible team that has done this amazing work over these last few months. And some of you might be surprised by these 2 members who have done most of this work.
This is Aria, and this is Belle. These are my daughters. Belle is 13 and Aria is 12. Aria was the one that did the initial user interface design for the Gospel Learning app, as well as some of our quality assurance work. And Belle has been primarily the one that's done all the video splicing and editing for us to create those 3,300 videos so far.
Which, if you look at this picture of father with 2 daughters and the amazing work that has been produced by this team, and by the way, this is a free app. Kevin's not trying to make money on this product, which is beautiful to me. This trying to spread the gospel across the entire world in a way that is very accessible and very freely available for anybody who wants to dig in. And he was able to involve his 2 daughters in this process. It's heartwarming.
So I got to tell you, I had a really neat experience this last week. The app got released finally, and I was going to say, does it work? And so I wanted to do a gospel learning about the sacrament. And so I went to the index, I typed in sacrament, I found it, and the top 3 videos that it brought back were 3 segments from 3 different Come Follow Me weeks that you had done. And I watched them, and I couldn't believe how much I learned. And I had watched all of these videos before, but when watching them in isolation about a single topic in order, I couldn't believe how how much more enriching that experience was. And so I think this is just going to be great for people to really get a thorough and deep understanding of gospel doctrine.
That's beautiful.
That is the Gospel Learning app, which is available now on iOS devices as well as Android devices.